Good day, everyone. I know it's been a while, but here we are back with another message. And I forgot to put my keyboard away. I have to shut it off, otherwise my cat will play with it, which will drain the batteries. So, it's early morning here. It's close to 6:30 a.m. And I'm good with that. Did get some really good sleep. You know, sometimes when you start to, hi Tamara, thank you for watching. Sometimes it's difficult to read a message. And my cats have been trying to tell me whenever I got in my bed, something was not right. Also, I smelled some from a very healthy burning of wood, but healthy wood. That has a nice smell. It's just a small passing by my nose, nowhere to be found. Then one morning, up at 5:30 a.m., it all of a sudden dawned on me. About 2 years ago, I was gifted a bed because of all the things that went wrong. I had to ditch every item in the house that couldn't be washed, and cleaning was too much. So I got a new bed. Well, the bottom base, where you have those things on, I don't know the English name of it, that you put your mattress on. All those, every way attached on the sides were basically completely placed wrong. One of the things when you have a long bed, and I'll use my phone to show because it's black. When you have your bed, the support beams were right at the ends, basically making it bend way too much. And yes, there would be a day or a night it would have broken. So I got my tools out at 5:30 a.m., fixed it, placed it in the proper position, and literally nothing was level. When you have a condition like mine, they call it osteochondrosis of the vertebrae. Nothing is formed properly. I can live with it. I have no problem with that. But when you have a bed that is buckled up, and I would show it with the card, I hope. I cannot see it. Buckled up like this. You're never laying flat, no matter how much you turn. It just doesn't work. Fixed it. Finally, the bed feels safe, strong. I'll turn that card back on. Probably. Just look, just beautiful flowers on the back of these cards. And then my guides told me, you can rest now. And rest. It is. And I know, well, my dad was very, very technical. I got that from my dad. And if I have to look into something that's technical or work like a handyman, or I don't touch it, but electricity, I listen to my dad's guidance. He looks it up if he doesn't know, and he just does it, and then he relays it to me. He kept putting those messages in my mind, but I was so tired, I was exhausted. And on the other hand, my two cats started to cause mayhem. Something wasn't right. Then I heard someone say, well, there's some autism in the house. Yeah, I know, I got it. My cats have it a little bit. And there's also a spirit in the house who has trouble with change. Well, I don't mind to work with a spirit to let them know what I'm doing. But I kept seeing my male cat listen to him and then attack his sister, biting her throat. That's not something someone who is autistic could do that. My female cat, Mrs. Magic, knows how to deal with spirits. She grew up. He didn't. Then I told my Mr. Magic, listen, and they pass by. You do not have to listen to any spirits. That is not positive. That is not coming from love. And especially, they don't are allowed to cause mayhem. So you don't listen to him. He looks at me, closed both his eyes, and I could feel him say, thank you. He just huddled up next to his sister, and it was done. Next day, I got pushed over every single time. Not completely, but just a touch out of balance. And again it started. And that's when I told that spirit, get out. Get out of my house. You cannot work with me. I'm done with you. You're not allowed to cause mayhem and disruption in my place by putting my two cats fighting against each other. Now know that Mr. Magic came from a place where he was misunderstood. So yeah, it's quite easy for a spirit that was misunderstood because of the autism, the 3D autism, to cause mayhem because it attracts each other. So for now, those kind of energies are not allowed in my house until my boy can protect himself against those kind of negative. All that happened in the past few days. They have calmed down. Thank God. I have slept hours on end. The strain in my back is gone. I can sit pretty much straight again. It's not there yet, but hey, when it's pushed the wrong way and it gets pushed the right way, it can cause stress. Because when you start releasing all your negative, the pain, the hardship, you might think, I did this completely the wrong way. And the real thing is, and you can test it, Try to hold your hand in a certain position for a long time until it starts to get painful. When you release it, it gets painful too, but then from the release. So keep in mind when you start releasing grief, hardship, or anything from the past you were not allowed to deal with, you were not allowed to heal from. And when you start, it all of a sudden, it gets so painful. But when you really look at it, it is a different kind of pain. The pain of release, yes, it is painful. But eventually, it improves. And if it has to do with your body, take a hot shower. Lean to something really warm, because that will help release. Now, if that's about emotions, you can use water by either sipping water to cleanse the negative, because something in your body, it releases toxins, it releases all kinds of stuff. Because it releases and it helps to flush it out. That can be sipping water, that can be get under the shower and you visualize how the water that's streaming down just gets taken care of by Mother Gaia. Yeah, that's right, Tamara. We can live together happily or get out. Now, this is not just for spirits, but on anything. Setting boundaries. And I love the card, first card. Beyond my mind, I am consciousness in human form. And literally, when you say, oh, my bathtub is really good. When you feel something is off and they do not want to work with you, then it is either work with you or get out. Great example on this. My Bernese mountain dog, Benji, and for those that don't know him, now let me see. Settings, I will show you a little bit. Virtual background. That was my boy Benji. They always told me, you should dominate him. You should tell him what this and this and this. But the thing was, to change his mind, to change the way he was, misunderstood. This is what he actually needed. Cooperation, togetherness. And yes, on the picture it looked like the high five failed a little, but it's about the intention. Such a great boy. And this was in the last year or 2 years before I had to let him go. I always said, that boy, you either work with him, cooperation, or you get nothing done. He had a mind of his own. Animals have a personality of their own. And you can work with them. and you can get the best out of them. But when they start working against you, yeah, even sometimes when the dog is not at the place where he's supposed to be, you can look into the spirits. Maybe they get influenced by negative spirits. And then it's for you to create a positive environment around them. And usually when you can do that, because you're a protector, they usually start to change. Now keep in mind, I said you are their protector, but you're your own protector too. The second card shows that really big time. And yeah, I'm not even going to, but just beautiful deer. And I have saying it right, in the background. And you see a person with the arms up, one knee up, leaning probably on something. Literally looking up. My heart space is abundant and flowing. So when you can protect your own energy, the good, abundant, positive energy has a creepy way of starting to flow. If you're not used to it, it's creepy. But when you really look into it, you feel it is good for you. Because when the heart energy starts to flow, there's not much anyone can bring in negatively. Because you're so in tune with your own you, with nature, nothing can get in. Yes, I'll read the comment of Tamara. And yes, when I had to let my boy go, I was so sad. Because deep down I also knew it would take a good while before I would be able to get another dog. And at this point, I don't have another dog in my life. And with my cat, Buffy, or Miss Charmingly, her spiritual name, basically everything was locked or pushed out. A closed chapter or a closed book, building on a new chapter. Oh yeah, Tamara, and that is also something I will go into. The last card, I deserve to receive and give love. Just sit with that. I deserve to receive and give love. So you can either try to find it in other humans, or just ask Mother Gaia in the universe. And my computer starts to talk. Right after that, probably get an update. I deserve to receive and give love. Well, when that moment came, and that was also part of the sadness, because my boy, my beautiful boy, gave me the biggest gift you can receive when you live in tune with your animal, basically shutting everyone out because he needed the one-on-one time. He needed me to be in full tune with reality. yes, deep down, I knew for 2.5, 3 years that that day will come. I didn't expect him to live another 2.5, 3 years when I found out there was a highly likely chance he had bone cancer. But I made him promise, I'll listen to you. When you give the word, I will honor you. So when it was time, he was close to me. I was sitting on the floor, laying between my legs was Benji, with his head on my lower leg, close to my feet. And when his soul left through me. He cleansed some really deep old stuff. He took that with him. Opening, basically taking out the barriers that I had built around my heart. So yeah, that was a really sad moment, but on the other hand, such a great gift. And when I drove home, I had to drive home. And I did have him in my car because there was no way I could give him his last moments or say goodbye to him that night in a way everyone wanted, because there was no spot left. Cold. It was cold weather, thank God, that night. And the next day, well, no, let me keep that in sequence. I notified some people that I had to let him go. When I started to drive off, and that's the fun part, in a way, I was looking behind me because I had a feeling my whole car was bouncing all over the road. And I heard him scream and jump, I am free. I am free. And yes, he was free. I laughed driving home. And yes, I was sad, but the biggest sad thing that I also knew it meant I wouldn't go out as much. Yes, and that was, can you imagine, in a way, when you've had your heart closed your whole life, and he literally takes that barrier gone. It feels like a gift. Big time. And I am, because of the way I am, first taking care of others that could not take the shock. But keep in mind, animals want you, literally, and that's why probably I had to put his hands there. And yes, letting them go is extremely painful. But keep in mind, they live a short life because they live so full in tune. And when they have basically done their mission, the best unconditional love you can do, the biggest love gift, is let them go. And then they ask you that when you're ready, pass on their knowledge they gave you to the next animal in your life. I never knew why I ordered them. They were missing for a long time. Going through stuff, and then I found them. So, going through all that, what is with this, I understand why they wanted me to pull the law of positivism, healing oracle. And yes, it's hard because you don't have that physical body. The way you can bury your face in their fur, breathe in the smell of them. But they want you. That's what they're here for. They want to teach you what it is to feel unconditional love. And they come in your life to pass on their message to you, their teaching. And they know you'll need time to grieve for letting go of their physical body. And they demand me to say physical body because their soul will bring you another dog in your life one day when you're ready, and they know when it's time. And some people, sometimes you get that way early. Oh, I'm not ready. Oh, I'm not ready. But then you see the eyes of that new love in your life, and all of a sudden your heart really reopens. And that's where the card, my heart space, is abundant and flowing. And I'm gonna leave it at that. That will be put on your path, Tammy. And yes, one day there will be a new animal in someone's life. I know. I received two, not the same time, two cats, brother and sister. She came to me from the beginning. He came in 7.5 months later with a family. And yes, buddy, I am talking about you. There's his little hat, and he is checking out the cards. Watch where his paws are. Ain't this? Okay, my eyes are wet right now. And now he checks this. Yes, buddy. He has never done this way. He first steps with two paws on the card. My heart space is abundant and flowing. And you know, I talk just about him. And then he comes like that. And then he turns around the box of the law of positivism, healing oracle. Beyond my mind, I am consciousness in human form. Well, with him, it's an animal form. So, yeah, that's the message Mr. Magic wants us to really look into. Because we all deserve. Yes, Tamara, that's confirmation. This is. Yeah. I'm not even going to do an outro except saying, whenever you come across this message, yes, buddy, that kitty is really Whenever you come across this message, it's for you to receive. Yes, buddy, it's okay. This is actually the first time he really butts in doing a live, pushing a card. And I know you want to feel the connection, buddy. And it's going to be okay. So this is a shared message from Mr. Magic and me. The fact that he started to play. Time to rest. So whenever you come across this message, it's meant for you to receive the message. Take it as it comes. And if you can't go through it in one go, then just go back to it until you are able to go through it, because it can be the emotional one. That was perfect timing, and now he is making biscuits on the bed. And that for a cat that did not grow up with this. So thank you for listening. And anyone that watches replay, thank you. When you reach this to the end, thank you. And please leave a comment or just a heart or whatever. Like would be great. Maybe even subscribe and share it out when you like it. And thank you for Tamara for staying from the beginning till the end. And I'll see you another day. Thank you. I love you all.